Hi everyone, so today I'm going to do my John Maxwell reflection, and the scripture for today is from John 6 verses 60 and 66. Therefore many of his disciples, when they heard this, said, "This is a hard saying, who can understand it?" From that time many of his disciples went back and walked with him no more. So John Maxwell's teaching for today, it's also tied into your roadmap for success, which is the chapter I had done on detours on your journey. When Christ calls us, he calls us to different ministries. He calls us to different ways of life. And so John Maxwell is basically telling us that having exceptional people on your journey is a choice. It doesn't happen by accident. And I've been fortunate in that I've had exceptional people with me on my journey. I've been blessed by them, and they've been blessed by me. And all of them are successful in what they're doing. They're business entrepreneurs, they are professors, they are teachers. They're all very good at what they do. But in order to do that, it takes discipline, and it takes honing your craft. It takes time to spend time learning it and developing it and practicing it. It's true that everybody has a dream, but not everybody is willing to pay the price for that dream to come true. Not everybody is going to want to commit to it. And it's true that the greater your dream is, the greater the people will be who are attracted to you. But that's not enough. You need to make sure that they're compatible with you. If the people on your journey with you don't believe in you, can't see you getting to anywhere in life, can't see you graduating, can't see you doing anything, they're not the right people to take with you on your journey. Because all they're going to do is drag you down, keep putting holes into your boat, keep spoiling things for you. So you find in the scriptures, there were some people Jesus called and took with him on the journey, but there were others he said, go home and love your family. And so it's the same thing with us. We have to ask, does this person want to go on the journey with us? Many people don't, and they tell us that. You've got nothing in common with us. We don't want you on our journey. We're not interested in you. We're not interested in getting to know you. Your religion is a bunch of rubbish, and we're not interested. So you carry on and you do what you want to do. And then you'll get other people who will want to go with you, but are they able to go? Are they able to take that journey with you? Because not everybody is. Everybody has different gifts, different talents, and different things that they can bring to an organization or to a firm or to a ministry. So for me now, I can't do call center work anymore because I told them it's starting to affect my health. It's starting to upset me. I'm getting pain in my ears. They didn't listen. They didn't accommodate me. They said, this is the job. So being a loyal employee doesn't matter. At the end of the day, that's what their purpose is, and they don't care. They laid me off. So I have to go out and look for something else with my disability that I got while working at Teleperformance. But I will take what I learned there, and I will take the skills and whatever talents I developed, and I'll use it somewhere else. I had hoped that because of my loyalty, because I trained others, because I mentored others, because I helped other people adjust, they would promote me and they would get me into something more suitable. But they didn't. And when they laid me off, it was their fault. They couldn't fix my ID on the assignment they wanted me on. So again, it was something outside of my control. And then the third question that we should ask is, can this person make the trip without me? If so, stay in touch with them, be friends with them, and you might not take that journey together, but you might be able to help one another down the road as colleagues, as friends, as associates. You might be able to help each other. So there are many people I started my journey with in ministry, at university. They're not with me in Canada, like Bruce Botha. He's a priest now. I don't call him Father Bruce because he's my friend. It would be a bit strange for me to call him Father. But I still know where he is. I know what he's doing. I get news about what he's doing from the other Jesuits, like Father Peter Knox, who keeps in touch with me. I ask about him. I ask, how's he doing? Where is he? Is he okay? I ask my friends. So he's not here with me, but he's the one who helped me when I was going through a crisis of faith and I wanted to leave the church because all the sexual abuse allegations came out with children, and I was horrified. And I wanted to leave the church because in Africa we never encountered that. We always felt safe with our priests, with our nuns. We never felt that we had to be careful or we had to take precautions. We never felt that. We were always with them. We were in the priest's house. We took our children's catechism in the priest's house, and we just never felt that. So for me, it was very upsetting. And it was like, well, how do I reconcile this? So Bruce was the one who was generous and kind, and he helped me as much as he could. But then he said to me, I think you need to see somebody for spiritual direction before you leave the church. Because I was going to leave the church. I didn't see the point in staying in the church because the children are the most vulnerable. And if we don't care for our children, what is the point? So he was the one that connected me with the other Jesuits in Britain. He's the one that got me involved. He was the one who was generous and kind. And through him, I got to meet Father Damian Howard. So that's how you don't know where down the line that person might help you or you might help that person. And I went to see Bruce. I met him in New York when he came to do his studies. I got to spend time with him. I spent time with him in England. When I went home on my trip, he was in Johannesburg. So that was nice for me because I got to spend time with him. We went out for a meal together at a restaurant. I got to take him out. So that's why sometimes people are not with us on the journey where we are, but we can stay in touch with them, and you never know where we can help each other down the line. And so that's examples for me from my life, from my ministry, and also with Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie, Paul and Campbell, myself, Francis Carrera, many of us, Simon Johnson, his brother Timothy, William, Lance, many of us were involved in ministry at Trinity House. So I used to play the organ. We had our choir. I used to help Father Peter Knox to get the celebrations together, prepare the altar, and we used to have our mass in the residence. We had a hall downstairs. So they were very generous in that way, the Jesuits. And then once I left there, I helped at the parish next door, where my friend is now. Bruce is now at that parish in Braamfontein, Holy Trinity. And I haven't seen him in Canada. He hasn't come to Canada, but I have seen Father Peter. I've seen him, I met him here when he came to Ottawa. Unfortunately, he wasn't at home. He wasn't there when I went on that last trip. So who knows if I'll see any of them again. Hopefully I will. But I do enjoy going to Regis College. I get to see Father Gordon Rixon there. He's also somebody that knows me, who I'm comfortable with. I get to see Michael Knox. I haven't seen Father Kolarcik since I graduated, but he's connected with me on LinkedIn. The same with Sister Kathleen McAlpin and some of my other friends who are connected with me. I see what they're doing, I watch what they're doing, and I do always tell them that I would also like to get involved. I would like to help give retreats. I would like to be part of prayer circles. So that's all I can do. And then doing things like this, letting people know how I reflect, what resources am I using, what am I listening to, and reading my Bible. I do read the scriptures from the church every day. Sometimes I use them when I write my evening prayers. Sometimes I'll use a poem or I'll write a poem. And there's many ways you can reflect. You can reflect using nature by going out and reflecting on the grandeur of God. You can reflect by listening to a piece of music. It can be a hymn or it can be a song. And some songs are period songs. They come out of a certain time period that is not really relevant anymore. Like when we had Band-Aid or when we had Live Aid. It was a specific moment in time. And it was an important moment in time. But we move forward. We move forward and we take the music with us and the memories, but we live in the present. And that's another important thing in ministry, in Ignatian spirituality. It's coming back to the present and coming back to this moment in time. And Father Damian was very generous with me. I met him, initially I would meet him once a week, and it was face-to-face in person. And then afterwards it was less frequent. Because when I was vulnerable, I needed that support. I needed somebody that I could talk to, that could be there for me, with my tears, with my anger, with my frustration. Because, of course, I cannot change the church. I'm not the Pope. I'm not the magisterium. I don't have any big power authority in the church. So that was an important time for me. And I've tried to keep in touch with him. I don't hear from him that often. But when I do get involved with the retreats with the Jesuits in Britain, or they contact me, I do ask them about him. And I send him messages. Hopefully he reads them. But these are all different people, different places that have touched my life. And now I'm here in Canada. So now my ministries are with Blessed Sacrament in the church. And for me, it's not, I have not set up a business with it. I don't get an income coming in from it, because I was taught by Father Kolarcik and Sister Kathleen McAlpin that as you have received, so freely give. And as you give out, you will get good coming back to you. I don't recall reading any scripture where I see Jesus charging for what he did. I don't recall seeing that. So I'll leave you with that and with the scriptures for today. I know it's not an Ignatian scripture, it's not an Ignatian, but the methods and the ways of reflecting are what I'm incorporating into this. And so I would ask you to pray for my friends, to pray for the priests who have helped me along the way with their generosity, with their time, with their love, to pray for especially Father Peter Knox, Bruce Botha, Damian Howard, because I'm very far away from them. And I know they miss me the same way I miss them. But unfortunately, God has not given me those financial blessings. So until I get that money coming in, I cannot go and see them. And it's been a long time. I haven't seen Damian since 1999, since I came to Canada. So it's not really fair to him, because he trained me, he helped me, and I wanted to go and see him, but unfortunately, I just don't have that financial blessing. So that's why I reached out to the Jesuits to say that, maybe you can send me a ticket, maybe I can come and see him and spend time with him. And who knows, maybe that will come about. But I know that all the priests who come to my parish are very disappointed that the Archdiocese has not given me a job in the church. They're very disappointed that somebody with my skills and with my education is not able to get a position in the church. And so am I. I'm very disappointed. But I press on and I move forward, and I guess that's all we can do. So please pray for them. Pray for Damian, pray for Bruce, pray for Peter, and ask God to bless them and strengthen them, because this is a very difficult time for us in the church. The money is not coming in, people are not getting jobs, and people like me who deserve to be having a good income and a good living are getting hurt. And the people who are doing rubbish, they are the ones who are getting the good jobs.